Okay.
Okay.
30 minutes in, let's start this shindig. So, the House of Le Dragoon Season 3 trailer. We start off
La Casa del Dragon.
Your Spanish is actually getting pretty good. I feel very bad for you. I know Chipotle is your favorite restaurant, and there's no Chipotle in the Dominican Republic, is there?
No Chipotle in Dominican.
No. So we start off the trailer with Rhaenyra leaving Dragonstone with Syrax, and
you know power no man has ever wielded.
By the way, I used AI to remove the music but keep the voice.
You will have an empire unassailable, Rhaenyra.
This
you
part
you used AI, so it's gonna convince us all to commit suicide. Is that the
not before you all super chat, of course? This part here of Daemon saying, because I thought of you immediately when I heard it. You have a power that no one's ever had before. Where is it? I'm sorry. Let me restart this. He says it right here.
You now have a power no man has ever wielded.
What does he mean by that? A power no man has ever wielded.
You thought of me because you started nitpicking on how it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Is that
That's exactly right.
You want to nitpick on something that makes no sense.
Hey, look.
You're like, that just makes me think of Preston.
Exactly. I mean, come on.
No, it doesn't make any sense. We're trying to analyze it, and there's no analysis there, okay? He just means you have a whole bunch of dragons, and you have more dragons than everybody else. That's all it means. Even Aegon the Conqueror only had 3 dragons. If she wins this war, she's going to have, 7 or whatever he's thinking, 10. It doesn't matter. A whole family of dragon riders, everybody riding dragons. That's what he's thinking. That's it.
That hasn't been a thing since Jaehaerys. So Jaehaerys had how many? So he had his own dragon, Alicent's dragon.
Around Jaehaerys' time?
I'm sorry?
5 dragons around Jaehaerys' time?
Caraxes was there, Melees was there.
Right.
The Black Dread was there, but also not really.
Black Dread, I mean Jaehaerys' time, Black Dread was, no one was riding him.
Right.
Because
old age.
No, well, for a bit of it,
and he was injured.
Dreamfire Rhaenyra's daughter flew him off to Valyria.
Yeah, he was injured by the fireworms or whatever the hell those were. So this made no sense to me. I thought
around Jaehaerys' time, you had what? You had Silverwing, you had Vermithor. Conceivably, Caraxes and Rhaenys were around young.
Vhagar.
And you had Vhagar and the Black Dread. I mean, you could argue that there's 6 at that point. Meraxes is dead, and so is Quicksilver.
But no, she has more now because Jace's dragon and the dragon that Rhaena is going to get.
Right. Not to mention, the Dragon Seeds, Grey Ghost, all everything. Sheep Stealer. At this point, when he's saying it, Sheep Stealer is probably claimed,
So we're okay. So that's what he means here.
Yeah, he means it's not that deep. He just means you've got more dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it really makes a difference. It's sort of like my country has 5 nuclear weapons and now it has 10 nuclear weapons. What's the difference? You still have the nuclear threat. Like, I get it. I get why you were like, what's the big deal? I don't understand. That no one's wielded before. That's all he's thinking about. You have more dragons.
You will have an empire unassailable, Rhaenyra. And our children will rule it forever and a day.
So, like I said in my breakdown, it almost either the guy who made this trailer, he's really good at what he's doing, or this is a storyline where Daemon is trying to push out Rhaenyra's children with Harwin Strong, and because he saw that vision, he knows that chosen person is going to come from his line with her, not her line with her.
I think you're reading too much into it. I think that he is saying this to her after Jace has died because the gullet is going to happen early in the season. And Jace is already dead.
You think that he's saying this to as kind of a pep talk to cheer her up, kind of
yes,
to bring her back up.
She's feeling really sad. Jace is already dead, and he's assuring her that you're going to have all this power. I mean, Daemon's a dick, but he's not that much of a dick that he's gonna be like, fuck my stepson. And that's the thing is Daemon has never shown any antipathy towards the strong boys or whatever you want to call
He
them.
hasn't, but I wish he had more scenes with them. I was wrong, by the way, in my trailer breakdown because I was like, when did Jace ever talk to Daemon? He did briefly at the end of season 1. I forgot about that. But it's one of those things where it's like, once you really break it down, like, has Daemon spoken to Alice? Well, yeah, actually, he had briefly. These characters either have almost no scenes with each other or absolutely no scenes with each other. Because I don't think Rhaenyra has ever spoken to Aegon or Aemond or even Helena. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that this is half the fault of George, who has set up all of these characters and rivalries that don't really make sense. And you know, Rhaenyra and Aegon are not similar ages. And in fact, he's not a similar age with Jace, Luke, and Joffrey, who in the source material they claim were rivals, which makes no sense. They were never fucking rivals. Okay, that just doesn't make any sense. They're completely different ages. You know, getting in fights because somebody's asking my wife to dance when the kid is 12 and you know you're 20. Like that's just not gonna. You're not gonna have a rivalry like this. It's just silly. So I do think the source material screws up. You know, for example, the fact that Aemond and Daemon have this grand showdown in the end. Who fucking cares? Why do those two characters hate each other? No reason. You know.
They had a shot. They had a chance. Ryan Condal did have his chance to like have some kind of rivalry between the two, and he just didn't take it.
Which is why I say it's only half George's fault. Because now it's on Ryan Condal to fix the shit that doesn't make sense.
And
Ryan Condal does do this occasionally, like fixing the Vhagar plot hole of why Laena has Vhagar. That makes no fucking sense that Laena has Vhagar in the source material. It's just a given for no reason. And so they kind of gave this backstory. Oh, he doesn't fit in the dragon pit. Oh, he was hanging out on Driftmark, and then she ends up with it. It's like, okay, nice job, Ryan. You know, like you're filling a plot hole that George had. I agree with you. You're right that if you're gonna have a showdown, yeah, set it up. So I think that's actually, I sense a little bit of it here in this season. In the source material, Daemon abandons Harrenhal and Aemond takes it after Daemon's gone. However, we'll see, maybe they create a little bit of a battle and then Daemon will feel slighted by Aemond, and then that'll build up the rivalry for their battle over the God's Eye. Maybe, you know, like maybe Ryan Condal is going to do this. I don't know.
They're having Daemon do a lot this season. Remember the leaks? Yeah. Leaks of him going to the Reach?
He's all over the fucking place, you know. So yeah,
in this trailer alone, we'll see how
we'll see what they do to repair stuff.
In this trailer alone, Daemon is in the Riverlands. He's in King's Landing, and he's in one other fucking place. I forgot where. He might be in the Reach, but let's continue on.
Well, so he rides a jetpack, so
HBO series returns. So this is when the dragon seeds arrive. Everyone's at all the Velaryon soldiers are cheering.
That's Gullet. That's Gullet, right?
Yeah.
All that remains is for you to decide what you want from this war.
This made no because Rhaenys is dead. Now Corlys has to be the one to basically be that guy for the trailer.
Plus, they have to give him something to do, just like they were giving Rhaenys things to do.
They gave this man nothing to do, and I feel like that's going to continue on into season 3. Homeboy had all of his scenes shot on the docks. That's it. And something tells me like he might get one episode where he does one thing on the Gullet.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Doesn't he mostly just stay as an advisor during like?
Yeah, he does very little during the war. I mean, you could argue that in the Gullet he's commanding ships around,
right?
And then he shows up at the end of the war for the Regency.
and then dies of
No.
old age.
Oh yeah, of old age, and then he dies of old age. Yeah, I mean, every character, by the way, every character in the story dies. So of old age, yes. I mean, it happened. It happened 200 years before the contemporary Game of Thrones story. But yeah, I mean, this is Theon and Raz. This is Rob and Talisa. Kind of plots, you know. We've got this character. They weren't given very much to do in the source material. We're going to invent some shit.
Well, okay.
To decide what you want from this.
This is also kind of dumb. Again, I'm channeling my inner Preston. We know what she wants from this war. Her fucking birthright. That's what was promised to her.
Her birthright. Yeah, from the beginning. It's pretty,
with these
cut and dry.
It's just trailer lines, man. They're just trailer. I feel like these guys were called back after everything was done just to film that one scene. And of course, we have Alicent.
It's a nice hoodie.
So I think this is her walking up to the Iron Throne. I think we can all agree on that.
Is this a vision? Because
no, it's
a
just Rhaenyra.
Blood footsteps.
Well, remember during the trailer and the previous one, Daemon is like going hard and killing guys left and right who are trying to stop them from getting to the throne.
Okay, so
Alicent
the sack of King's Landing, Rhaenyra triumphant.
Rhaenyra triumph, right? So I think she's stepping over dead bodies. Her foot's bloody, and this is her bloody ascension to the Iron Throne.
Okay.
Do things that your heart would have recoiled from before you came to the throne.
Who's this fucking skull? Is this Viserys' skull? No, right?
That's a skull in there. That's not a dragon egg.
Is that a dragon egg? Why did I think that was a fucking skull?
You do things that your heart
would have recoiled from round thing in a fire. I immediately thought dragon egg, but
it kind of looks.
You are right that it looks like a skull.
It looks like a fucking skull. Yeah, I wonder if that's Otto's skull. Like they behead this motherfucker because they behead him in
the in the fire. Throw his head in the fire.
Throw his head in the fire. Like fuck him. Like he's the arch traitor.
I think that's a good guess, considering that he's beheaded the minute Rhaenyra takes the throne.
Yeah. Burkatron here thinks the same thing. Yeah, it's. I mean, you know, like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's like it looked like a skull. You could be right. It could be a dragon egg, but
no, that's definitely a skull. That's definitely a skull. You're right. That's definitely a skull.
Ormund Hightower is now the Lord of House Hightower, of the Hightower and of House Hightower.
That's Gawain, right?
Huh?
That's Gawain, right?
No, that's Ormund Hightower.
Oh, they fucking look the same.
No, the fuck they do not. He's not ginger.
What?
This man is not a ginger.
Let me look at Gawain's picture.
Go ahead.
Gawain's not really a ginger either. Oh, no.
Gawain is a ginger.
In some pictures, he's totally ginger, and then in some pictures, he's brunette. They're very inconsistent with their hair coloring.
Hey, look, man. Whatever.
Fine. Okay.
Ormund Hightower has an interesting line here.
Do you think they're going to bother with the battle of the Honey Wine?
You would think that they would like throw battles here and there because that was everyone's problem with season 2 is that there were no battles, which that
to give Daemon something to do as well.
True. I wonder if a lot of these battles will be like what they did with Tyrion season 1, where he gets knocked out and it's over. I wonder if like they'll be winning battles, but not on the field in other ways.
Right. Or, you know, they show marching and then it's over. And there's a bunch of people on the ground going, "Ah!" And they're like, "We march on." You know, like
either that or he convinces people just to like not fight because
the Targaryens are a savage race.
Or he convinces people not to fight. This line right here,
the Targaryen,
that is coming from him. The Targaryens are a savage race.
Savage race.
I'm wondering if this is Grand Maester Conspiracy, because it almost sounds like he's being antagonistic towards the Targaryens in general.
Yeah, very little Grand Maester Conspiracy stuff happened in season 2. There was, you know, was limited in season 1 too, just some glances and looks, but yeah.
You thought Condal was a fan of Lemongate. I remember that season 1.
Oh, I mean, I think it's pretty. I think that was definitely a shout out to Lemongate.
I remember Preston was like,
1.
after the episode aired, Preston was like, "Hey, let's do a recording on this real quick. Let's just put this out real quick." We did it like that.
Lemongate. We did a Lemongate video, so
we did it like that. This is the Winter Wolves. Stark forces coming in. We know this because...
Can you go back to Ormond's armor for a second?
Sure.
Ormond's armor. Yes, there's the Hightower in the middle, but what's to the right and to the left?
That is the mother and the father.
Okay.
There was I think there was an interview with one of the costume people who said that they wanted to like make everything about the Hightowers be very, very religious, and therefore they decided to put either the mother of the crone and either the smith or the father or the warrior on.
It somewhat looks like the alien from Aliens rising out of somebody, but
what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Did you see that? It could be like alien rising up, and then he. After the chest burster.
No, I don't see that at all. You're out of your mind. I don't see that at all. Also, Kirsty here believes that it's Rhaenyra's son's skull, isn't it? She's hysterical with a decapitated head in front of her in one of the clips. I don't know about that one.
Who decapitates
her son? I don't know. I don't know. Kirsty, no offense. You probably watched another Game of Thrones YouTuber, and you probably can. If you're right, I'll apologize. Kirsty, come back to me when the show is out, and if I'm wrong and you're right, come back and I'll fully apologize. But I think that's a little much. I think it's a little.
I mean, Jace dies at the gullet, and Joffrey falls to his death much later.
All the spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. But
all the spoilers.
I don't know any of her children that are decapitated.
I think Kirsty's trying to say that Rhaenyra gets his remains and like takes his head and like is just going crazy and is keeping his head there. Kind of like oh fuck, you didn't watch Invincible. Thrag, the super big bad Viltrumite guy, he does this with his father's skull. He just keeps the skull around. So
I see.
In this scene here, clearly a battle in the Riverlands, possibly against the Lannisters, where I'm assuming the Winter Wolves helped out Daemon's forces because here they come out of the woods, and Daemon's giving them a nice smirk, pleasant smirk, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, they're adding Daemon to that battle, but right?
They got to give him something to do. Yeah. Out of everyone in the cast.
And I do wonder, I personally, if I were doing this show, I would combine Fishfeed and Butcher's Ball because they're both big battles in the Riverlands that Criston Cole is at, so I do wonder if they're going to combine.
If you combine those two, people are going to complain that there's one less battle.
But
there's one less battle. Like people are just going to complain,
but okay. I mean, it may probably, but at the same time, they're so similar.
Oh, well. They got to give Daemon to do stuff because after a buddy of mine was like, he was playing Luigi's Mansion for the entire season. After just tripping on shrooms for an entire season, they got to give him something to do. And I guess participating in almost every single fight is that thing to do. I don't mind it. I actually want this. So, and next up, we have
good old Ormond there.
Well, let me go back a little bit here.
That your heart.
The Targaryens are a savage race.
We act with holy purpose.
Okay, so you're right. They're double downing on Hightowers and their religious fervor.
Mm-hmm.
To restore.
I imagine no one recognizes him because he is, of course, wearing a cloak. So
yes,
therefore, and he looks like a monster, but also because he's wearing a cloak. So no one recognizes the king. I kind of don't like that they're giving Aemond I'm sorry, not Aemon, Aegon more to do. I'd rather they just
Theon and
mention-
Roz, Rob and Talisa. That's what they're doing. They're
First
having
off,
us remember that Aegon exists.
Let's be very clear. Roz and Talisa, badass though.
No,
They look. Aegon, on the other hand, I'm okay. They should have
going back. I have no problem with Roz, and I have no problem with the Talisa plot. Some people like Talisa's a really silly concept. It is, but
really.
Well, why is this Volantine woman in the middle of battlefields sassing kings?
Have you seen on a chaplain? Come on, come on.
Just giving some serious sass to kings. What is she doing? We never see that sort of thing before. We never see it after. That randomly, randomly this Volantine NGO ends up in the middle of what? It's like, who are you with? The United Nations Children Fund. What, really? Like, what are you doing here?
But like I said, I think they should have benched Aegon and then have him reappear towards the very end when he eventually reappears again. Make the audience forget that he kind of exists, and then like when you're like, hey, wait a minute,
Right,
what about? Oh, there he is.
Out of fucking nowhere, it's Aegon, because that is really what happens in the source material. But
but his whole
contract.
Oh, they're probably keeping him
with
on
these actors.
But his whole goal now is to get revenge on Aemond.
A rightful
Right,
king.
I don't know where that's coming from.
I'm going to kill my brother.
Right,
or die in
because Aemond burned him, and he said, "Okay, yeah." They've added that to the show, right? That was totally intentional. Okay.
So Aemond here at Harrenhal, I'm assuming, and
Patchless.
Huh?
Patchless.
Oh, yeah, well, he's got a aura farm. Please tell me you know what that means.
I can guess some video game where you need aura to cast magic spells, and so you need to farm for it.
You know what? Close enough.
Yeah.
And then Cole, Rhaenyra burning someone.
Things to do as well.
I mean, come on. I like Cole's whole.
All right. What's this? That.
I'm assuming she's in King's Landing and she's burning all the green imagery.
Oh yeah.
Cole is on his PTSD arc, which I like.
Right. Which so he doesn't wash.
I'm assuming he just got out of a fucking fight, possibly Fishfeed, and then maybe he's just like, and the battle goes very poorly for him. He loses a lot of guys. He runs away, then goes into Butcher's Ball toward the very end. That's what I'm assuming. But his whole thing this season is everything sucks, and I just want to go home. They're probably going to have the whole thing with him right before Butcher's Ball, where he just misses Alicent and realizes he loves her and wants to get back to her, and then. Yeah.
Location wise, I mean, he might say that or something at some point, have a little monologue when he's not monologuing about how bad war is, but he doesn't really have a chance.
What do you mean?
The clock's ticking on Criston Cole, man. The clock's ticking. Not to give more spoilers, but he's going nowhere, man. he's staying in the Riverlands. He gets a bunch of he's going to get a bunch of battles. He's going to get a bunch of speeches, and that's going to be the end of him. He's not getting back to Alicent, man. That's over.
You know what? I'm kind of rooting for him now. I don't know. Maybe I'm being an asshole when I say that. I'm kind of rooting for Cole.
Have you seen Encanto?
What's the name?
Encanto.
The
Disney movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm like, it's actually literally the best Disney movie, but I mean, I'll fight people on that. It's the best one.
Really? That's the best Disney film?
Oh yeah, absolutely, by far.
Not Toy Story.
Head and Shoulders.
Bugs Life? No.
I thought you were going to be like Lion King or something.
Lion King. Oh yeah, that's great too. Aladdin. Come on, man. What? No.
Nah, I think it's Encanto.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you remember, the villain in Encanto is the grandmother. And you spend the entire movie being like, man, why is this grandmother so mean? Why is she so mean? And then at the end of the movie, they kind of give the backstory to the grandmother to tell you how much shit she's been through, which is why she sort of ended up the way she was and why she pressured her family so much. And you get this flashback to her escape, like running from her town, and then the forces catch up with her and they kill her husband and, you know, orphan their 3 children and all of that. And, you know, she's so angry that she creates the candle, right? But the thing is the structure of the story is she's the villain for the whole story, but then at the very end, you kind of they repair her before the story's end. I feel they're doing that with Cole. Like, Cole was a douche the whole story, and now we're like, how much bad shit and trauma can we give to him so that we feel bad when he actually dies?
There's something about this series and these fucking oath-breaking Kingsguard who really capture and pull at your heartstrings. So,
yeah.
Doom and ruin surround us. We'll all become beasts before our end.
I will say I'm so fucking sick of seeing Vhagar, but goddamn, every time Vhagar appears, that looks fucking cool. Of course, the Winter Wolves and your boy Gwaine, who is not looking very gingery here, but still a ginger. And the Starks are here. I love the Stark sigil reappearing. Oh man, this looks so fucking cool. The tragedy of Criston Cole. I think if we stick him in the wall for a few years, it'll work. Rhaenyra going down a hallway.
No longer safe here.
And of course, fucking Alicent again. She and all
Giving her something to do. Giving her something to do.
Well, no, she has to. This is actually one of those few times where she actually has something to do from the source material, which is bend the knee to Rhaenyra.
That's a very brief thing. She gets you know, she goes wahaha, and that's it, and then she disappears for the years.
I'm assuming she's very upset here because they actually killed her father and beheaded his ass and possibly pulled.
Yeah, I mean, she goes insane after this, or she gets thrown in the black cells and goes insane. Yeah. Well,
thank you for the super chat. Not to be subtle, but annihilate Cole. I mean, fuck, god damn. I look, my hatred for Criston Cole is entirely superficial. It should have been me in that premiere of season 1 with him and Alicent, but that's just.
Oh, you're. I figured you'd be an Alcock fan.
Alcock.
Yeah.
What the?
I thought you love Alcock.
Oh, is that what is that? That's not what I think it is. Like, what is that?
Dude, I can't believe you're not getting my joke.
I'm not getting your. Are you talking about? Wait, are you saying Millie out her? Oh, fuck you! Like, that took me a minute. Fuck you. Who calls her that? Nobody calls her that. What the fuck? It's so random. Nobody calls her that.
Why wouldn't I call her Alcock? It's her name.
No. But I'm assuming this is her taking King's Landing with Daemon. The gold cloaks are there clearly, and they're forcing everyone of importance to bend the knee. So that's what I'm assuming this is. Maybe Alicent is having second thoughts on this, and Aemond clearly going through Harrenhal looking for people to stab.
Yeah.
Possibly King's Landing.
I imagine he's going through, and then he's going to run into
Alice Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Have his own tripping.
Good times.
And of course, we close out with some chaos. Daemon in.
See, they make it look like Daemon is running from Harrenhal and Aemond's arrival rather than him.
You think that's what it is?
Harrenhal, which I think is a good move. It means you have something for Aemond and Daemon to be angry about when they eventually have their showdown.
This is the second live stream I have watched that stopped to exaggerate Millie's last name.
It's
glad-
it's cheap. It's cheap. I know. It's a it's dick jokes,
So you're thinking that Daemon is at Harrenhal with the Riverland forces. They get assaulted by Vhagar and the Green forces, and they're trying to retreat from the bigger dragon, and they maybe run into another army and have to have the Stark forces bail them out. Because remember, we see the Stark forces coming out of the woods, and it seems like it almost seems like they got saved based off the
right. Like in the source material, they just like leave on their own, have Fishfeed do their thing, and then and Aemond takes Harrenhal, and they're all happy about that because we tricked Aemond to leave,
right,
and now King's Landing is undefended. In this situation, it looks like they're actually battling to give Daemon some anger at Aemond, but of course they wanted Aemond to do this. This was the
plan.
This was the plan. This was the trick. But
so Daemon in the courtyard of the Red Keep, fighting two green men, and he's fucking them up. This is so. What is that on the table? Is that a skull? What is that she's crying over?
Is that what people are talking about? This receiving of head and throwing it in the fire kind of thing that somebody was saying earlier?
I have no idea.
I mean, she's obviously going to be crying about Jace.
Obviously.
Let's be honest.
But I don't know what the fuck that is right there on her table. John brings up.
Can you move my head?
Let me see if I can move your head.
Or do I? It's okay. Well, I'll find it.
There. No, there it is. There it is, right there. Hold on, John. Let me hide you here for a minute. Can you see that?
Okay. Yeah.
That might be a skull.
It does look like a skull.
Oh, man. What are we thinking?
I mean, would she be crying that much over Otto?
Maybe Kirsty is right. What she said earlier. Maybe it is Jace's head.
It's just so odd.
The super chat here asks, in HBO canon, what do you think happens to all the swords around the Iron Throne? I don't know, but I hope they answer that. Preston, what do you think they're going to do with that?
I don't think they're going to do anything. I think it's just a stylistic choice. It's sort of like Klingons. I understand that people are like, oh, but Klingons, they explain the Klingon look. They didn't really explain the Klingon look. Klingons changed more than just to the old show. There's a difference between movie Klingons and next generation Klingons. There's constant changes. There's Klingons look different in the new shows too. I think it's just a stylistic choice. I don't think there's going to be any recognition of somebody taking swords away or anything like that.
What I initially thought when they showed it off in season 1 was this is for the eventuality of Rhaenyra taking the throne, and that moment in the book where she's walking up the throne and her legs are being cut by the swords because she's not paying attention. I thought that's what it was originally for. Maybe it's just there to look really fucking cool. I still don't get it. We'll see. And for the people saying that it is Jace's head, he falls into the ocean. Like,
right. I mean, he's literally pulled down by ship wreckage.
Right. Over Preston's skull
and sank into the sea, like it's but somebody went in and fished out his body just so they could chop off his head and send it to her.
Homeboy was on the behind the scenes here. FC, this person's whatever this person's name is. So I don't. May I ask if this review is spoiler free? Absolutely.